The lawyer made him plead guilty. The lawyer made the 17-year-old boy plead guilty. Why would you make this boy plead guilty when you know he didn't get any of the services that he should have? He should have never even been at the school. He was a victim, man. Even his foster mother talked about how when he was a kid growing up, the white kids used to pick on him. I think they called him the N-word. They would rub the tennis ball in their testicles and throw it at him. Like he was racially abused. And I believe when he attacked her, I'm not making no excuses, but he was a victim. When he attacked that white woman, I believe that triggered his post-traumatic stress from all those racial bullying incidents he had to deal with his whole life. The lawyer didn't do him justice, bro. And you know what's sad? The reason why we coming? He's had no black people in his life. His adopted parents are white. The judge is white. The school is white. And he's dark. He's a deeply melanated brother. Nappy head, traditional, stereotypical black boy. He never had no black people show him no love. So we going to be there. To show him
hold on, brother. Hold on, I know you do. A lot of people in this room want to do the same. Since it's your turn. Thank you for holding your peace. Appreciate you not cussing me out. This one right here to you, sir. It's one right here.
Hi, my fear is, with my daughter having an IEP, my fear is...
What grade?
I'm sorry, 8th.
Okay.
She's in the 8th grade. My fear is that she will fall through the cracks because they will let her get over or get off easy and she won't get what she needs because I've seen it.
Okay, if you give her the IEP.
Well, I had her evaluated because after the pandemic, I noticed a shift in the atmosphere and she was dealing with some things, so I requested it. And, you know, I saw it myself first.
Okay, so she has an IEP presently.
She does. So my fear is, with her having this, she's gonna fall through the cracks because they're gonna take it easy on, like I want her to.
But you're gonna stay on them. You gotta crack the whip on the IEP team. If you're gonna keep her in special ed, you gotta crack the whip on the IEP team. And another thing, the IEP team, legally, the IEP team only has to meet once a year, right? Once a year. But guess what? If you're a serious black parent of a special ed child, you meet with the IEP team every marking period. Every marking period, you got to do a check-in with them and make sure your child is learning. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, nobody's following the IEP. Did y'all hear what I just said? Nobody's following the IEP. So if you're not cracking the whip, she will fall through the cracks. But I'm going to give you my bigger concern for your princess. In Massachusetts, do the children have to pass that 12th grade state assessment to get a diploma? Do that? My fear for your daughter, because special ed is dumbed down ed, will she pass that test when she get to the 12th grade after receiving those lackadaisical instructional services? Which means, if you're going to give it an IEP, remember I talked about least restrictive environment? You should limit her time to no more than 60 minutes, unless you think she need more. Because you want her to get all her regular classes in the regular class. You don't want her missing science to get some damn reading help for special ed. You don't want her missing language to get some you see what I'm saying? You want the major classes in the regular class, and whatever help she get for special ed, she can get that during art. She can get that during gym. She can get that during lunch. Never let them deny your child the major classes in the regular class for special ed. That's a big mistake we make. We let them take them out of a serious class to go with the special ed teacher. Hell no. My child is keeping her majors in the regular class. Y'all can pull her out doing one of her specials. You see what I'm saying? So crack the whip. But 9th grade, have a serious conversation with your daughter. Tell her, say, listen, you got an IEP. If I take this off, can you handle it? If I keep this on, I'm afraid you won't get a diploma. Be real with y'all children, because when I evaluate our children, I tell them the truth. When they come into my office, I say, do you know why you're here? No. Raekwon, let me explain something to you. Your mother told them white folks, you got a learning disability. What you mean? You're slow, ninja. Are you slow? This is me, I'm telling y'all. You see the cheese bus out there? The special kids, do you want to be on it? I'm not riding that bus. Well, guess what? There's only one person gonna make that decision. I'm about to test you, boy. I'm gonna give you an IQ test. I'm gonna give you a reading test, a math test, a writing test, a comprehension test, an emotional test, a psychological test, adaptive behavior test, and based on your scores, you decide, not me, whether you come to school on that bus next week. It's up to you. And so guess what? Raheem got something to score high for now, don't he?
Yep.
So guess what? He knocked the test out, scores is average or above. I take the report to the principal and the parent. They looking at me like I fabricated the boy test scores. Dr. Johnson, how do you explain this? Because the teacher said he's performing below basic. I said, let me tell you what the difference is. In your classroom, he does what he wants. In my office, he does what he can. See the difference? See, I got to bring out that black excellence in y'all children and stop letting them hustle and play.
They'll be mentally stimulated.
I've never heard anybody talk against IEPs. So my son has IEPs in 7th grade for social and emotional. I don't think he needs it, but.
So that means he's what's the disability? Is he emotional disturbance or is he other health impairment for ADHD, conduct disorder, or ODD?
Maybe ADHD, but he hasn't been diagnosed. I'm against that, any kind of medication. But
Okay.
he's average, like academically.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he should have no IEP. I'm gonna tell you why.
He shouldn't have it. But
Because I bet you he can learn in the regular class.
he stays in the regular class. They don't remove him.
So the regular class is where he gets his service.
He gets all the service.
So why he got an
in regular
IEP at
class.
all?
I know. So I'm like, if they feel like he needs it, then why doesn't he have like a one-on-one aid? Like,
Do you feel he needs a one-on-one aid? Is he a behavioral challenge?
No, he's not.
So how did he get an IEP for emotional disturbance? Because it's probably what's on his file.
Yeah, it is because
What happened to get him
I
there?
think like somebody messed with him and then he like punched the kid.
That's
like,
not
a
enough for that.
reflex
That's just a
or
fight.
something. But you know, families like, you know, he should have it, you get extra, you know, they
Nah.
people around my circle, they encourage the IEP because you get other resources.
Like what?
Like more time to do tests.
More time in jail. What else you get?
You know, I'm just saying.
Shut up! It's not a good thing.
I know.
What grade you in?
So now, what should I do?
Here's my question to you. Remember I said earlier, I need you to be honest with yourself on this one. Is he a behavior problem? Remember what I said? They get 10 days in special ed. We get rid of the IEP, they can hit him with 10 days of suspension every time he cut up. Can he handle it? Then call an IEP meeting and exit him. Tell him my son should have never had this. I'm terminating services right now. Sign it. Make sure you sign it. If you don't sign, they can still bill for money. Sign, it's over. It's that simple.
Go ahead, brother.
Thank you, brother. Brother Umar,
Yes,
pleasure to
sir.
meet you.
Good to
My
see
name's
you.
Danny. You spoke about the Geneva Convention and charging the United States of America with war crimes
Yes,
against
sir.
us. I just wanted you to expound more on that. How can we get there? What are the necessary steps to get there? What do we expect from them charging the United States of America? What should we get? And what should it look like? And how can we get that to come to fruition? Because
Good
that is
question.
very important.
Good question. Honorable Marcus Garvey was on that path. El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, Malcolm X was on that path. Here's the problem with charging the United States for human rights abuses against American African people. We identify as Americans. Because we identify as Americans, it automatically takes us out of the jurisdiction of world court. You see that? The world court is for nations and populations who don't operate under a jurisdiction to which they claim loyalty. You see that? We claim loyalty and citizenship with the United States of America. Because of that, we are not under the jurisdiction of the world court. We would have to disidentify from our so-called American citizenship, declare ourselves a separate people, whatever that may be, victims of America, displaced Africans, whatever name we want to come up with. The people, the village of Raekwon, whatever y'all want to call it. Hey, you in the corner.
Shut up!
I'm thinking we laugh, mama. But my point is, disidentify, come up with our own name, whatever we want to be called, and then we take the charges. But I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. The biggest barrier is psychological. Black people are still in pursuit of acceptance by Caucasians. We are the most psychologically homeless people in America. Do you understand? We will cling to that red, white, and blue flag like it's the last thing on earth because deep down inside we know we are not and never will be accepted as. You see that? But the minute we wake up and finally admit we are not Americans and we're not losing nothing by renouncing it, now we can go to the world court.
How do we disiddentify on a larger scale so everyone is understood that we're doing
We
it?
simply come together, declare ourselves an independent people, and lodge our petition.
So just
But as long as we're claiming American citizenship, we have no pathway to justice on the international level. Our only path to justice is American courts. You see that? Because we are American, so we are subject to their court structure. The minute we disidentify from that, now we can appeal to the World Court.
Could they kick us out for disidentifying?
They've been trying for 2,000 years.
Well, that's a good point.
Possibly.
That's a good point. It's possible. But let me tell you why they couldn't, though. Let me answer your question. No, because when you go on the UN website, where they talk about the rights of displaced populations, victims of genocide, so forth and so on, one of the conditions, you cannot be forcibly removed. So no, they couldn't. To be honest with you, if you look at that, we get more. We get more by disidentifying from America than identifying with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you say that again for the camera?
I got you.
We get more disidentifying from America and recognizing ourselves as an independent sovereign people on this soil than we would ever get as claiming American citizenship.
Wow.
And that's one of the reasons why they always want us to come out and vote. They got to always whip us up into this American thing. Because if black people ever came to their senses and recognized, we would do better off disidentifying from America, giving up your passport, giving up your driver's license, and living as a freeborn people. We have more rights. We have more rights as ethnic nationals living here than we ever would as American citizens. It's something we need to seriously think about as a people. And you don't have to be a Moor to do it. Shout out to the Moorish brothers. But they preach it as if you got to be a Moor. That's not true. Any independent nation, any group of asylum seekers, any victims of genocide. Because when you look at the Geneva Convention, every definition of genocide, America is guilty of it with us. Every single one. You see what I'm saying? So I believe we would do better off disidentifying and fighting as an people.
Facts.
Let's clap it up for Doc.
Woo!
I know you three were waiting. You. I recommend go buy a book and he can sign it and talk to you right over here.
Well, this is what
As
we're
the
going
great
to do.
man
Listen
said.
up real quick. If you want to get a book, just so you know,
How much?
if you're paying digitally, they're $50 a piece, 500 pages. If you're paying digitally, Apple Pay, Zelle, and Venmo, you use my cell number, which you all have. Apple Pay, Venmo, Zelle, you use 215-989-9858, okay? PayPal is paypal.me/Umar the psychologist. If you want to use a credit card, I left my iPad in the hotel
I was looking
room.
for it, yeah.
If y'all got to do credit card, I can do it on my cell phone. Just let Sister Keisha know that when you get over there. And of course, you can use cash if it's not counterfeit. And I will take food stamps if it got Barack Obama's face on it.
Hey.
I'm picking with y'all. Okay. So if you get a book, what we're going to do, brother, see, anybody who get a book, that's one line by itself, the book line. And the book line is going to be the fastest line, right? Everybody else, we want to come and do the line here. In fact, you know what? Bring this couch to you, brother. You good, Keisha? Maybe we can do the male-female line. I want to do, we got more men or women in here. So the women line will be to the wall. Women line will be to the wall, and the men line will be over by them chairs. So my sisters, y'all can come right here. Have your camera out so we can snap the photo. Make sure y'all send me the picture tonight before you go to bed, especially if you 5'5" thick in the thighs.